Good evening, everyone. It is Monday, October 23rd, 2023, 7 p.m. here at City Hall for the study session meeting of the City Council. Call the meeting to order and entertain a roll call, please.
Bergen.
Here I am.
Kangas.
Present.
Myers.
Here.
Rafi.
Here.
Schneider.
Here.
And Beaufour will be here in a little bit, and Drinko is absent.
Excellent. Thank you very much. We'll move forward with the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. Move forward with the approval of the agenda.
Move approval of the agenda as presented.
Second.
Motion by Kangas, second by Bergen. Council discussion, if any? Hearing none, the agenda is approved. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same. Motion carries. We have an agenda. We'll need to welcome back Mr. Walker to the dais here. It's his final evening as guest counsel. We'll get some closing comments a little bit later from you. So welcome back, though. Section E is public comments for items not on the agenda. Please limit your comments to 5 minutes unless additional time is granted by the presiding officer. All remarks shall be addressed to the council as a whole and not to any individual member. Are there any public comments this evening from anybody that's joined us? Seeing nobody come forward, we'll move forward with Section F, the study session calendar, which has one item, the Golf Commission annual update to the City Council. I do see there's quite a few, if not all, of the commission members of the golf course present this evening. Brett Jones, the chair, Jerry Hankner, vice chair, Angie Hubbard, Ron Rouge, Sally Thorson, and of course our council liaison up front here, Julie Myers.
Well, good evening. My name's Jerry Hankner, and I'm a member of the Waverly Golf Commission. And we're joined tonight by Chairperson Brent Jones, Angie Hubbard, Ron Rouge, Sally Thorson, and our City Council liaison is Julie Myers. The commission meets monthly the second Tuesday of the month at noon at the Golf Course Clubhouse. The mission statement for the Leisure Services Department is, we believe in making good life better by providing safe, modern, well-maintained, and aesthetically pleasing environments for the community of today and tomorrow. And for the Waverly Golf Course, commits to provide scenic golf and social experiences of exceptional value, embracing our historic past and our progressive future in the greater Cedar Valley. We strive for the values of excellence, welcoming customer service, teamwork and loyalty, diverse opportunities, and a memorable experience. The powers and duties of the Golf Commission are that of an advisory. And one of the duties we have is to recommend annually to the City Council a budget for the operations of the golf course. Also, a long-term capital improvement program, establishment of fees and charges, policies for the operation and functions of the golf course, and to oversee their implementation. Promote golf course activities for the benefits of all citizens of Waverly. Recommend to the City Council terms and conditions of any contracts. Provide annual report to the City Council evaluating golf operations. Recommending charges and or improvements, changes or improvements, sorry. Provide financial and administrative information as requested by the city administrator. Coordinate activities with the Waverly Leisure Services Director, who shall provide communication to and from city administration and council. Coordinate activities with the city administration to facilitate efficient use of equipment and personnel with the Leisure Services Department, and to ensure utilization of other department capabilities, including finance and public works. Staffing the golf course is Leisure Services Director Garrett Riordan and Leisure Services Office Coordinator Ashley Lichty, who replaced Kate McGillum, who moved to another city function. At the golf course, we got grounds maintenance specialist lead Chris Miller, along with Ben Nichols. And at the pro shop, we have golf pro Jordan David, 16 seasonal part-time staff, and 11 seasonal part-time staff with the maintenance crew. Some of the accomplishment at the golf course: the first new bench pad was installed for a new permanent memorial bench this last year. There in the illustration shows the new concrete and then new bench. And since then, I believe 2 more have been installed. A new pump at the sewer plant was purchased, replacing the original one. The new pump allowed us to get all the water required without having to request additional water from the water department for the irrigation of the golf course. The new aerator was installed at the 7th hole pond, which greatly improved the quality of that water feature. And then with the help of vegetation management, the 2 prairies on the course were burned off for the first time in 6 years. In addition, a new vinyl fence was installed by the golf course personnel, replacing a very dilapidated split rail wooden fence, and it's really added to the looks of the course. Along with this, I believe there is an illustration of 10 trees that were removed adjacent to the parking lot along the 3rd hole that were diseased. That's been an ongoing chore for the maintenance group because of the diseased trees. And along with that, been attempting to replenish these trees with the money provided from a fundraiser from a year ago, but it was somewhat suspended this summer due to the drought conditions. Pro Shop accomplishments. In July of '22, hosted the 89th annual Waverly Invitational. 148 players participated in the 2-day individual stroke play tournament. This is the longest running invitational tournament in the state of Iowa. July of '22 hosted a 4-day junior golf camp with 43 junior golfers. August of '22 hosted an annual junior golf fundraiser. 130 players participated and raised a record $3,550 for our junior golf program. A sizable amount of this money was used to purchase new golf equipment for the Waverly Shell Rock Middle School. Due to the poor quality of the equipment, golf had been removed from the curriculum prior to the donation. There's the illustration of the equipment in Jordan. And then at the end of the '22 calendar year, the Waverly Golf Course had produced 26,395 rounds, which is the second highest total on record. The total includes rounds of 9-hole college season pass rounds. Ahead of the '23 season, our operation expanded to include a simple food and beverage service previously offered by the Waverly Country Club. And this has resulted, as we looked at just in our last meeting, that netted about a $50,000 profit. Ahead of the '23 season, we sold a record 387 season passes, including records in college passes, young adult passes, and super senior passes. In May of '23, we began our first session of the season of our program for adult beginner golfers entitled Ground Floor Golf. We successfully graduated 22 golfers in the 23 season, which ended up becoming regular golfers. The Waverly Golf Course was once again represented in the PGA Junior League. 12 kids made up our team in 23, competing against area golf course teams. In June of 23, we introduced the City Championship Series in conjunction with Prairie Links to crown champions in Open, Women's, Seniors, Super Seniors, and 8 junior divisions over the course of the summer. This was the 93rd playing of the Open Division Championship. In September of 22, 148 players participated in the Waverly's Veterans Appreciation Outing, including 68 veterans. This event raised $6,540 for local veteran charities. The Commission recognizes the dedication and support of the City Council to the city golfing activities and facilities the community has available. The Commission hopes to continue to improve the quality of life of the citizens of Waverly by providing the natural areas, the facilities for golfing and non-golfing citizens of today and the future. And I want to thank you very much for offering this time to share some of the successes with the golf course, and we have all the people in place that can answer any questions if you may have them. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Jerry. I do have some comments, but I'll let anybody else go first from the council.
I would just comment as a non-golfer who knows very little about the game. I've learned a lot being the liaison to the commission, but most importantly, what I've learned is what a great asset our commission and our golf course and its staff are to the community. And again, I would emphasize, I say that as somebody who's probably not as appreciative of golf as I should be, but the commission members are all so conscientious, and I think our staff is just amazing what they do with very little. And they've really built a great place for people to come to Waverly.
Well, thank you very much.
I think we need to be proud of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it sounds like another successful year. I'm especially impressed with the efforts to grow the sport among kids and new golfers. I'm wondering, you said that the food and beverage service so far has turned a profit. I'm just wondering, how does that fit with what your expectations were going into this year?
I think it was forecasted for a loss, does that sound right?
No, it wasn't necessarily, it's gone above and beyond what
Okay.
I thought it would be, what we budgeted for. We still planned on making a profit off of it, but it's gone above and beyond what we thought. And, this first year is, one thing to keep in mind too, is this was just the June, or up to the end of June numbers. So we don't even have a full season yet of food and beverage in it, but it's already exceeded what we were hopeful for.
Good. And I know there was discussion, before we took over the country club, there were concerns about behavior at the clubhouse, on the course, et cetera. Have you had concerns about that? Have things been, has it been a more inviting, more inclusive atmosphere up there?
From everything that I know about it, yes. It's been, we haven't had any issues to that degree. I mean, you're always going to have
Yeah,
some sort of
yeah.
issues, and we've had a couple that we've dealt with, but nothing to the degree from what we had heard it was like before. I mean, yeah, we're, a welcoming staff and very inclusive. So,
Yeah,
so
good.
far it's been very good.
And any projections on rounds for this year, for this summer, how it stacks up so far? And the season's still going, so.
Right, and let's see,
think there was talk of 30,000 rounds this year.
Yeah, we're right at 30,000.
Great.
From our last meeting, we were hoping to break 30,000 within this week, next week, somewhere in there.
Good.
And I think a lot of that has to do with Jordan's ground floor.
Yeah.
The youth, more youth playing. And I mean, we've made comments that trying to improve your game, you used to be able to go out at certain times, and now it's busy almost all the time. So we also make a pitch down the road when you're looking at Memorial Park to think of like a learning center of some sort, because it's really got quite busy this summer.
We've had the issue with people being upset because they can't walk up to the course and play.
Right.
They actually need to have a tee time now. So that's a good problem to have.
And they've done some nice improvements. There was that second green that's kind of in the back for practicing chipping and whatnot. So I think they're really trying to do the most of what's there, so.
Thank you.
Well, I don't remember if it was 2 or 3 years ago when we hired Jordan David on full-time, and we basically had this decision, do we want to commit to making this work? And that was kind of this decision we had to make, and I think it's very gratifying to see the success that he's having. So I'm glad that we made the right decision to kind of double down and commit to the golf course being successful, because it looks like it is.
Well, segue with that comment, Sally Thorson and I, we took an opportunity, there's some awards statewide annually, and we put together a package to nominate Jordan for 18-hole Professional of the Year, and listed endorsements from the Golf Commission, and I believe we had 18 citizens, some from out of town. And I was, as being the one that put them together and put it in an envelope, I was overwhelmed at the different parts of the game and of what Jordan does for them is appreciated. So unfortunately, he didn't win the award, but it looks like that's reserved for the big courses. But it was really neat to see how much he's appreciated and what he's done to poor people.
And can you talk just a little bit about his I don't know if accreditation is the right word, but
I think he's a full PGA professional now. He's went through all the schooling.
yeah.
That's
And I think that's as far as you go in his profession, isn't it?
Yes. Yep.
That's a pretty good thing for Waverly to have.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely it is.
Well, and thanks to the staff that maintain the grounds too. Like Julie said, I think it's pretty lean staff, full-time, and had huge projects with tree removal, fence, et cetera. So really appreciate their efforts too, Chris and the gang.
And one thing we've noticed too is just people who play that are in the region, the out of county plates that are there all the time. So I really think there's a benefit beyond the golf course for having a popular venue, so.
One of the things that is a great segue, Ann mentioned it a little bit ago, the word passion came out. It really goes back to what Julie first said. If you'd do me a favor, Garrett, and go back to the fourth slide under duties, or powers and duties. I want to draw attention on that very point on number 5. Promote golf course activities for the benefit of all citizens of Waverly. I'd like to add beyond that. A few things that I thought there was, groundskeeping of a large focal area of our community. You can see it as you go down 10th Avenue Southwest, 4th Street Southwest. You can view it from the tendrils in the hospital. You got a lot of neighbors around the area, so they all take benefit of a well-maintained property. So that's one point. School golf cooperation, you talked about bringing, the golf back into the schools, but also the golf team participants using the facility as well. So there's another, citizen benefit. Local option sales tax through businesses, that goes through the businesses throughout Waverly when people come to visit. Talking about those out of county visits or visitors, but also the people that are making purchases right there in the pro shop, the restaurant. Those all have sales tax added to them. But people that are coming in for the tournament, staying in a hotel, eating out, even the ones that are coming to town to the other golf course in town has a draw and a benefit to the community and the citizens of Waverly. So when we're challenged with people like Julie and myself that don't golf at all, and I do believe by intention, my suggestion or nomination for Julie not being a golfer to be on that commission has a significant benefit as well, because it's a checks and balances in my mind that a non-golfer in that position does ask pointed questions. Well, what do we benefit from this? And she gets it, but also it's to the public that, why do we do this? Like somebody that doesn't ever go to the swimming pool, but we have taxpayer dollars that go to a swimming pool. We may bond for one, a new one in the future, or hopefully will. Pickleball courts is another thing, why would we invest in that? Because I'm not playing pickleball. But those ancillary things that are attached to it are important. And that all comes back around to the passion towards growth that the commission shares, the council that has supported, and previous councils that have supported the golf course to get into the position that it is now and will be in the future. So there's a lot of thanks that goes into this, historically and presently. I just don't want that to be a miss. That there is public benefit to the public taxpayer dollars that go into it.
Yeah, and it's really important that people vote yes on the ballot measure to expand the use of the local option sales tax, so we can include aquatic center, golf improvements, that sort of thing, so.
There is a backside to the
Turn your
ballot.
ballot over, yes, make sure you get both sides.
Yes. So, yes, you're more than welcome to come up, Sally. Come on up front so we can hear you.
I golf in the mornings on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and not a lot of women can because they are full-time employed now. But if we have 15 to 18 women golfing, 4 of them are from Cedar Falls or New Hampton because they can't golf in those towns. And they come, and 2 of those people wrote letters for Jordan on how welcoming our city was and how much they enjoyed the course. One played on a private course, and when she would play, people came out of the homes on there and just took off and played right in, whether they had come from the clubhouse or not. And so they so enjoyed the way our city runs that, and that's due to Jordan and how well he has encouraged out-of-town players. Brent could probably back me up on this, that I think almost every tournament this year had a waiting list, and a couple of them were over close to 100 waiting to get on the tournament, and we just can't,
Right.
only run so many. So there's a lot of kudos that go there, as well as the maintenance that keeps the course so well.
Yep.
So we
Absolutely.
appreciate the work that's done on both ends.
I think the heightened number of rounds also might be contributed to the lack of rain days as well that we had. So good thing we got that pump installed, so. Anything else before we
I'm
move
still
on?
impressed that we have the longest running invitational tournament in the state of Iowa. That's kind of a feather in our cap.
Yep.
I just had a question, and Ann kind of started it. I just want to maybe expand on it. We're coming up on a year here that the city's been in the clubhouse there. Has anything been a blind spot, or has it been smoother than expected? I guess what kind of color can you give on that?
I would say that the clubhouse is and wasn't in great shape. We expected that and kind of knew that. We're finding stuff that we didn't necessarily know, but as we can, we're getting things fixed. We'll be continuing to fix things here this winter and throughout the year, but yeah, there's definitely some things that we need to take care of.
Major surprises or just minor, normal stuff that would
We
be expected when you?
Some of that was gonna be the case. We had some indication, and then once we got the kitchen going, and all that took a lot of effort, because they've been grandfathered in for a long time, and that doesn't always look so good when you're the one ungrandfathered, so.
Right.
We had a lot of effort to get that up and running, get everything passed. We knew the condition was tough. plumbing, electrical, you name it, and we knew that from the condition reports we'd gotten from the club when we were dealing on it. So you never know to the extent. I don't know that we still know fully the extent, but we'll do what we can to keep it going as it needs to be in hope that we'll be able to do a new facility at some point in time as well. But yeah, there's always a few things, but overall, I think it went pretty well. And as you see, 30,000 rounds is something you'll not hear in a lot of places. I don't think it's ever been done here.
No.
That's a big number. That's a lot of rounds.
Will there be any off-season clubhouse operations?
No, we're not
Okay.
planning on anything clubhouse-wise.
That was a question somebody had for me. It's
Right.
if there was going to be any opportunity to swing up and grab something.
No.
or-
Have a few days at Christmas time for a sale, or?
I'm sorry, what was
Is it
that?
gonna have
Jim?
a few days at Christmas time for a sale again, or?
So we'll still have, and I apologize,
Pro
maybe I
shop.
misunderstood. Pro Shop will still be open throughout the winter, but there won't be anything at the clubhouse, food and beverage wise, or, hosting any party wise or anything like that. That'll be closed down. But you're still able to go in and buy things at the Pro Shop. We'll have limited hours, which I'll probably announce here in a few weeks and, yeah, let you guys know
We
that.
still got a few more months of good weather to golf
For the diehards.
So,
Yeah, that'd be all right.
in. The snowshoe open.
yeah.
Snowshoe golf.
Sledding Hill, don't forget.
You gotta make sure you have orange golf balls though when you golf in the snow.
That's right. Thank you, Jerry, for taking the lead on this. Thank you to the rest of the commission for your dedicated passion to the course and clubhouse and pro shop. Thank you. And to Jordan, who's not here. All right, move forward to section H, reports from boards and commissions. Item 1, Board of Adjustments minutes of July 10th, 23. Item 2 is Planning and Zoning Commission minutes of September 7th. Item 3 is the Waverly Municipal Airport Commission minutes of September 14th, all received into the record. Staff updates, Mr. Bronner?
I think we just have a brief update or so.
Just a quick note, we're in the depths of the West Tower rehab and recoat design phase. Paint color and logo is one of the things that is going to be included on specifications. So anybody has any ideas, drop me a note, send me an email, something, we can talk later. Kind of looking at different options, and I have to have something here probably hopefully in December. So it'll be coming to the council here shortly.
Can you touch, before you move on, touch base on curbside and yard waste collection? Curbside yard waste collection.
You mean like leaves?
Yeah,
These are being picked up currently, and it does not include brush, and that's one problem we've had. In recyclable bags is where we're picking them up. And if you want to get leaf vacuuming, you can call ahead, and you can set that up at Public Services.
perfect. Thank you. Anything else, Garrett?
Just a quick reminder, I did mention it last week, but restrooms are now officially going to be closed down this week. We're looking at 26 degrees at some point, so don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, but restrooms will all be closed.
Too cold to use anyway.
That's all we have tonight, sir.
All right. Council comments, Ms. Myers.
Thursday night is Waverly Jack-o'-lantern night downtown from 6 to 7:30.
All right. Mr. Bergen?
So I am the representative on the Historical Preservation Commission, and Don Myers is leaving the commission because he and his wife are moving up to Rochester. So there is an opening on the Historic Preservation Commission. So if you are interested in getting involved in city activities, there is a seat just waiting for you. And also, I think Ann mentioned this before, but elections are coming up on November 7th. But you can start voting right now. If you don't want to wait until November 7th and wait in line, you could actually just go down to the courthouse and vote early.
Excellent. Mr. Schneider?
Nothing.
Ms. Rothy?
There's a candidate forum Wednesday night. Is it at the middle school? I think it's a middle school. For local candidates for school board as well as municipal elections. It's run by League of Women Voters, which is a nonpartisan civic organization that's trying to get revived here in Bremer County. So there's 2 sessions. The first one starts at 6:30, second one starts at 7:45. So it's a good way to to learn about local candidates running for office.
Excellent. Gopher.
I don't have any comments, thank you.
Mr. Walker.
I just want to thank you guys for having me. This has been a wonderful experience. I've been to city council meetings in the past, but I didn't get to see the backside on how they operated. And I had some fun reading the packets ahead of time to see what it is that you guys really get your fingers into. So I appreciate this opportunity, so thank you.
All 900 pages of the one packet?
It's,
No test, so don't answer. Mr. Kangas.
Well, Brian put a plug in for historical preservation. I'll put a plug in since Pete's not here for the Board of Adjustment. We have an opening on that position. And then Ian mentioned the candidate forum with school board candidates first and then municipal candidates in the second half of that. But it's a good opportunity to come out and get involved. I believe they are taking questions from the audience for that, so you'll be able to potentially participate, depending on how much time there is.
Right. On that same note with elections, you can still request an absentee ballot by mail. That deadline's coming up rather quickly, so do your research there to make sure you get it in and then returned as well. So other than that, I do not have any further comments, which brings us to Section J, Executive Session. Item 1 is to evaluate the professional competency of an individual whose appointment, hiring, performance, or discharge is being considered when necessary to prevent needless and irreparable injury to that individual's reputation. That individual requests a closed session. Entertain a motion to enter into executive session.
I'll move to enter into executive session.
Second?
Motion by Schneider, second by Bergen. Any council discussion? Hearing none, roll call, Carla.
Goforth.
Yes.
Bergen.
Yes.
Kangas.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Rafi.
Yes.
Schneider.
Yes.
Vote is 6-0 and 1 absent. We are in executive session. Thank you.